Hi, everyone, and welcome to Cannesversations. I'm your host, Stephanie Beach, and today I'm with Katherine. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell everybody your full name and where you're from?
Yes. Hi, I am Katherine Naylor Pullman, and I am from New York.
Awesome. And what's your company?
My company is Our Third Place, which is a networking community for women that prioritizes in-person dinner parties.
And we just had a beautiful women's breakfast.
Yes.
So a little different from a dinner party, but it was a great turnout.
That was our first brunch, and it was so lovely.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a new addition.
Maybe. I was just talking to Erica. I was like, so what's next? CES?
Yeah, right? Oh, possibilities are endless.
Yes.
Lots of fun things. I am a member. I have not been to a dinner yet. I'm a new member, but it's really exciting and it's really nice to be around so many different women in the industry doing different things. And I got to meet some of the members here today and it was really lovely. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, thanks.
How's the conference treating you so far?
The conference has been great. I mean, I remember I came to ADWEEK about 3 years ago and I was a little overwhelmed. I realized that I was at a disadvantage because part of my big career years happened during the pandemic. So it was the first ADWEEK after the pandemic. And I was like, oh, I don't know enough people. So that's actually what inspired me to start the Media Dinner Club, which now is Our Third Place, so that I could make girlfriends in the industry. So it's been such a rewarding week because when I walked around Advertising Week yesterday, I knew people and I have friends now. And I was like, oh my gosh, it worked.
That's so nice.
I feel very warm for a conference. And I'm very happy about it.
It's really nice to have a story like that. Like, you had a need and you were like, oh my gosh, how am I going to meet people? How am I going to connect with people? So you made it happen. I love that. So I'm going to ask you some fun industry questions and we'll go into some rapid fire. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Retail media is a big topic these days and it's everywhere. Everybody has some type of, now I should call it commerce network.
Mm-hmm. Someone just announced one like last night. Saw it on my LinkedIn. And I was like, wow, they are also going into retail. Oh my gosh, who was it? I can picture it on LinkedIn. Anyway, but yeah.
Yes. So yes, they're all coming out. If you have first party data, it's gold. So, it's almost like a no-brainer.
Yep.
So how do you feel these commerce channels or retail media networks are changing the way people are shopping? And how do you make it successful part of your marketing plan?
Yeah, I actually really like what they're doing because this notion of online shopping is actually quite new. If you think of like the whole history of our industry, and no one really knew how to target it. So the fact that people have gotten so good at using first party data, I actually like it. It's like, oh, you do know what I need. Like my entire algorithm knew when I was pregnant and it would feed me the right tools that I actually did need. So I really like retail media because I think it is hitting my needs.
Yeah.
I think that when it comes to marketing though, making sure that you stay true to your brand and protect your customers. That is like the number one thing I'm seeing is that a lot of companies as part of when they're having conversations with other companies, they're like, I can give you my whole email list or whatever it is. And what we're doing at Our Third Place is our dinners themselves aren't sponsored to protect our audience. There are other opportunities where we are doing events or I'm working through our event strategy for 2026 where yes, there will be first party data exchange, but stay true to who you are as a product and don't go too crazy with your audience's data.
Yeah. And that's really important, right? Stay true. We'll get to authenticity in just a little bit, but I love that you brought up that word because it's a big deal. Another trend in the industry is AI.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's developing it. Everybody's using it or not using it correctly, however you want to look at it. How do you think we could connect with people utilizing AI on a more deeper human level, even though it's technology?
What I would say is now you can always show up to a meeting prepared.
Yeah.
Meeting prep just got very easy. So you can always, I would say, use AI to educate yourself before a meeting, but then leave AI at the door when the meeting starts so that you can be authentic. You can use your own point of view. It's like they told you in elementary school, you learn, make an educated guess.
Right.
Use AI to have that education, but then at the end of the day, stay true to your beliefs and values. So leaving room on the table for both, I think will be really important moving forward.
I agree. And it's a fine line. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a fine line. And I think too, as the younger generation moves up and they're using AI more, they're becoming a little bit more reliant. I personally feel like a little bit of critical thinking is getting lost in that.
Yep.
But you really are only as good as your prompts. So you still need to feed the algorithm. You know what I mean? You still need to put something good in there to get something good out.
Right.
And however descriptive you are, it learns who you are. And that also authenticity could somewhat come out of that. But I still think you need to make sure it sounds like you.
Yeah. And this is interesting. We just had our leadership retreat this past weekend, and this influencer, Marina Middleton, I asked her, you know, how are you having a conversation with your son, who's now a bit older? I think he's like in his preteens, about social media. And I think this actually rings true to AI as well. She was like, well, he wants an Instagram. So instead of just saying no, I said, all right, what are our values as a family? What do you want to put out into the world? So I would actually have the same exact rules for yourself when it comes to AI. Know your values, know your point of view, know who you are, and then use AI to help with your day to day.
That's really great. And now we're getting to authenticity. So it's a buzzword. I think it's a buzzword. And I feel like it's so overused.
Yep.
So how can brands be authentic without looking like they're just jumping on the bandwagon?
I think we're in a world right now where there are going to be people who don't like what you do. And there's going to be people who love what you do. And you might get canceled from one side and you might get praised by the other. So at this point, it's kind of like you'll make someone happy. Yes. But if you're trying to make everyone happy, you'll fail.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is really scary.
It is really scary. And it goes back to being true to yourself. Yep. You know, you're not meant to be liked by everybody, whether you're a brand or a person. Yep. You know, I have a very outgoing personality. I'm a very direct person. I know that's not for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. But I'm not going to mute myself to make somebody else feel something different. Right. And then I feel, you know, like, oh my goodness. So I think you're right. Like, just not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. And you just do what you got to do and just be kind to people.
So can I tell you how our dinners work?
Yes.
So our dinners are only 6 to 8 women. So it's pretty intimate. 6 to 8, not 68. 6 to 8 women. And we have 3 rules at every dinner. First is come as you are. So you can be an introvert. You can be an extrovert. If you need to cry at a dinner over a boyfriend, if you need to order champagne because you just got promoted, whatever you need for those 2 hours, you can come as you are. But then our second rule is use confidentiality. So anything that happens at the table stays at the table. And then our third rule is practice the pivot rule, which I actually love. So if at any point you're having a conversation and you feel uncomfortable, you can say pivot, no questions asked. So if someone does feel uncomfortable about something you're saying, they can say pivot. And it allows for a really natural and organic dialogue to happen at the table.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. I like that.
I'm going to make hats that say pivot.
Oh, cute. We're at the rapid fire.
Okay.
You ready for some fun stuff?
Yes.
Okay. So this or that. AI or humans?
Humans.
Short form or long form video?
I was a Quibi girl back in the day.
Okay.
I loved Quibi. I wish it all had worked out. Short term. Okay. Short form.
First party or third party data?
First party.
CTV or social commerce?
Social commerce.
All right. Now we're going to move into overrated, underrated.
Yeah.
AI as a creative partner?
Underrated.
The death of the third party cookie?
Overrated.
Influencer marketing?
Oversaturated.
Podcasting in the marketing funnel?
Undereducated. I'm just making up words now. I just feel like I'm undereducated in that.
Fair enough. 2 last questions. Learning to make it last, right? Having these dinners, being at these conferences, making these new connections, meeting these people. Mm-hmm. It's all about making it last.
Right.
What is your best piece of advice for someone that's new to this industry or this conference, and how to navigate the conference and what to do to be able to navigate a conference of this magnitude?
Yep. I'd say pick a buddy. There will always be a moment when you need a reset during a conference like this. Like today, I need a reset and I'm exhausted.
Yes.
But I'm going to one more event tonight and I know my dad's going to be there. So I know I have my reset buddy there, which is the only reason I'm going.
Aww.
Because if not, I'm done. I'm as extroverted as a person is, but I'm fried.
Yeah.
So I'd say have your buddy, and I'm lucky enough that it's my dad, and also the 1,800 members that we have in our community. We all are each other's buddy. So choose a buddy at the beginning of the week and have a text message that you can send them. That's I need a recharge.
Yeah.
I need a recharge.
I love that. Nobody's given that answer yet.
Oh, thanks.
So it's so nice. And last question, how do you utilize the conference to build a personal brand?
I'm going to go back to our come as you are rule in our community, because if you come as you are, a conference will give you the tools that you actually need. So this is like my famous example, but at one of our dinners, I was complaining about some hormonal things that were going on with my body. And the woman next to me said, "Oh, I'm a doula." I was like, "What's a doula?" And she explained it to me, and she's an ad tech during the day, but at night she's a doula.
That's so nice.
And so when I got pregnant, she was my first phone call. And so I actually had a member of Our Third Place in the delivery room with me.
Oh, wow.
And if I hadn't shown up as I was and just told her, "I'm not my best today, this is happening," I would have never, the world wouldn't have given me her as a tool.
Yeah.
So when you walk around these conferences, if you come as you are and you're your authentic self, the tools you actually need will come to you.
This was so great. That's such a good piece of advice.
Thanks.
It really is. And, a lot of people did talk about being authentic and being true to yourself and, just talking to people and stuff like that. But I love the give back because it's the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just naturally will meet the people that's supposed to be in your orbit at that point in time.
Right. And if you are walking around thinking, like, showing whatever you think the world wants you to see,
You're gonna miss
you're
out.
not being your personal brand, and you're
Yeah.
not getting the things that you really need for your career growth and your personal growth.
That's the truth. This was so fun.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much
me.
for being here. And thank you, everybody.
Now I get to go take a nap.